Picture this, the No Kings protest. 10,000 people marching, chanting, probably waving some upside down flags because that appears to be the aesthetic now, right? And in the middle of this leftist love fest, some Antifa wannabe, let's call him Comrade AR-15, decides to cosplay as a revolutionary and starts waving a rifle around like it's a prop in a bad indie film. This guy's out here, he's probably quoting the Communist Manifesto, which the little pamphlet he picked up at his local Antifa coffee shop, thinking that he's about to liberate the proletariat or whatever. So what happens? The peacekeepers, oh, I love that term, peacekeepers, like they're the UN and blue helmets and neon vests from Home Depot, see this dude brandishing his AR-15 and decide, yeah, you know what? This is our moment. We're going to be big time. They pull out their own guns because apparently everyone's armed to the teeth at a peaceful protest. And they start blasting. 3 shots ring out. Guys, as we begin, please thumb up this video. It costs you nothing. Just hit that like button and share the video if you like it. If you're new, subscribe. 1 hits the Antifa guy, grazes him, whatever. He's fine, just a flesh wound for his Instagram story. He'll get a lot of likes for that one from his other Antifa loyalists. But the other bullet, oh, sadly, it finds Arthur Filosa Alou, a 39-year-old fashion designer, a father, a former Project Runway contestant, just a guy out there exercising his right to protest. An innocent bystander, he's minding his own business, and now he's dead, gone. Why? Because some trigger-happy peacekeeper couldn't aim worth a damn. And here is where it gets rich. Who do you think got arrested? The Antifa guy, Arturo Gamboa, age 24, who didn't even fire a shot. Yeah, he's booked for murder, sitting in a Salt Lake County Metro jail, probably wondering how his big revolutionary moment landed him in a cell, while the guy who actually pulled the trigger is out there sipping a latte, probably still proudly wearing his neon peacekeeper vest like it's a badge of honor. The peacekeeper who killed an innocent man. Not arrested, not in cuffs. Oh, he's cooperating with police, which is code for we're not going to touch this guy because the optics are a little bit too messy for us, right? Now, let's talk, of course, about the media because, oh boy, this is where the hypocrisy hits home like a freight train. Because we all know that if a cop had somehow fired that exact shot, CNN would have a 24/7 news cycle dedicated to it. They'd have panels of experts dissecting systemic racism, police brutality, the works. MSNBC would be out there with tearful montages of Arthur's life, his Samoan roots, his fashion designs, his children. There would be protests about the protest. Hashtags Arturo. The whole circus. But because it's a leftist peacekeeper who did the shooting, what do we get? Crickets. Vague headlines about some shooting at a protest. No names, no details, just a quick little blurb before they go on to talking about how Trump's military parade is the end of democracy. The Salt Lake Tribune, KSL, they'll mention it, sure, but it's all sanitized, like they're reporting on a frickin' fender bender. Meanwhile, these same outlets, all of these lefty rags, they lost their minds over Kyle Rittenhouse. You know, the kid that was running for his life, getting chased by a mob during the Black Lives Matter riots in Kenosha, people trying to bash his skull in, and he defended himself. What did the media do? They painted him as a white supremacist, even though somehow he shot only white people, a vigilante, a monster. They don't care that he was age 17, that he was being attacked, that he was fighting for his life. Nope. Why? Because it's all about the narrative. gun-toting mega kid bad, but a peacekeeper shoots an innocent man in the middle of a No Kings protest. Oh, that's just a tragic accident. Nothing to see here. Move along. And don't get me started on the mostly peaceful nonsense. Iterating the same thing that they did during the BLM riots. These are the same people that told you that it was fiery but mostly peaceful while burnings burned and businesses got looted. They'll scream about how ICE buildings are evil and not cover how their minions are trying to destroy them via fire, how borders are violence, how cops are the devil, but when their own side kills someone, whoopsie daisy, that's all it is. Thoughts and prayers, let's not dare speculate, they say, while they're out there speculating that every conservative is a fascist who wants to personally deport their neighbor, whether they're here legitimately or not, because we're so into deportations. The X-Post, by the way, they're lighting up, and you can feel the rage. People are calling it friendly fire, a leftist on leftist tragedy, and they're not wrong. One guy on X said it best. Antifa guy open carries an AR. Some paranoid peacekeeper thinks he's a mass shooter, opens fire, misses, kills a bystander. Classic. Another post straight up calls the media out for going dark because it doesn't fit the Democrat narrative. And they're right. The left's eating their own out there, and the media's like, let's not make a big deal out of this one. Or any other one. Here's the truth. And it's not even funny, it's just sad. But people are waking up to this. Slowly, way too slowly in my mind, but they're starting to see the light. The left's not just misguided, they're a machine that chews up their own and spits them out, all while the media covers for them. They'll call a riot a protest, a murderer a peacekeeper, and an innocent man's death a tragic incident. But the mask, my friends, it is slipping. Every time they pull this, every time they dodge accountability, people begin to sit up and notice. A few more people get woken up. The fact is that the media is a 1984 Orwellian propagandistic arm of the left that cover for their own side's violence. This notion generally will ossify in the minds of the public. Just give it time, because we can already see it happening. Aside of all those senior citizens at the No Kings rally that were crying.
I'm just so scared. I'm 74 years old. I worry about everything.
Look, the narrative, it's crumbling. And when it does, the whole country's going to see the left and their media lapdogs for exactly what they are. Not just dishonest, but complicit. And this poor guy, Arthur Filosa Alu, man, he was a father, a designer, a guy who just wanted to make his voice heard. He deserved better than to be collateral damage in some revolutionary LARP gone wrong. But don't worry, they'll light a candle at a vigil in his honor, post a Facebook statement, and move on to the next cause. Because that's what they do. That is the game. And they expect us all somehow to nod along, to be good little morons and brainwashed and believe them and keep playing along.
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
But people like you out there are waking up to their lies, to their dishonesty, to their evil, to their BS. So thank you very much for that. I'm out.